Hi, welcome to today's edition of On the Scene. Joining us is Major Steve Patterson with the Suffolk Police Department, and we're going to be talking about all things National Night Out. Major Patterson, I know from the number of years that you've been involved, of course, with National Night Out, it's something that's near and dear to the hearts of Suffolk Police Department. Tell us what makes it so special.
Well, it's the getting out and meeting the public in a good way. Get out and build partnerships, talk about our successes, and talk about some places we can improve at. And ultimately, you know, our goal is try to make things better and safer, and talk about locking vehicles and watching out for your neighbors and things like that. So that's why we enjoy getting out there and talking to folks.
So, you know, we always hear, of course, that a picture speaks 1,000 words, but a video speaks even more than that. So let's go ahead and take a look back at our event from 2017, all the fun we had, and then we'll talk a little bit more after that.
Yes, ma'am.
And it's a celebration where we take a moment and really take a lot of pride in something that we really cherish and honor, and that's safe neighborhoods. It's a great place to live.
Tonight we all get to be one big neighborhood. It's just one big community party.
Tonight I want you to go out and celebrate what Suffolk has become. Suffolk is life, Suffolk is love, Suffolk is happiness, and we are Suffolk. Go out and celebrate tonight. Thank you.
So do we have fun at National Night Out 2017 or what?
Yes, ma'am, we did.
It was parties going on all across our entire city. In fact, I think at last count we had about 135, whether they be registered communities, combined civic leagues, business sponsors, and so forth, get involved in National Night Out. Why do you think that our citizens, our community, have embraced this event as much as they have?
Well, I think ultimately what it boils down to is we have a very involved community to begin with. We're a very involved city. There's a lot of activities go on. And I think that what's happened over time is that the number of communities have grown. When people see something fun, they want to be involved in it, and that's what's happened. They've taken the fever and they're running forward with it, and they're trying to make things better in their communities. And they like the interaction. They like the police coming by, and the fire department coming by, and city officials. And I think just as we grow as a community and we get more active, you see more events go on.
One of the things too, I think, Major, I know we talk about, of course, law enforcement within our nation and how that has changed in recent years, and the perception that many people have, or I shouldn't say many, that some people have as it relates to law enforcement. When we see your officers out throwing a football with the youth, showing them all the bells and whistles on their, you know, in their dashboards and their vehicles and so forth, and just really taking the time to stop and talk to the youth. What do you think that brings to the community and to the officers that are actually involved in that one-on-one interaction?
Well, I think ultimately what it shows is we're human too, and I believe that interacting with our youth and interacting with our community members and the officers interacting with them, it just goes to continue to build on communication and partnerships. And if you throw a ball with a guy tonight and he comes to your house 2 nights later, you may be a little bit more apt to talk to him, or at least communicate with one another, and not have the perceived wall sometimes you see between police and the community. I think we do a very good job of trying to break those walls down and try to keep communication going, and we can always do better, obviously. But I think through National Night Out and seeing our officers dancing with kids, or playing football, frisbee, eating hot dogs, hamburgers, sitting down and talking with folks, I believe it's a big advantage for our department and the city how we do National Night Out.
One of the aspects of National Night Out I wanted to touch a little bit briefly on, we talked about a little bit at the beginning of the interview, but the Lock It, Don't Lose It program. Of course, that's our Project 365. It's what we want to focus on to try to improve and get the word out. Why is it so important for the police department to get that message to our citizens?
Well, it's very important to get the message out because we're still having the problem. If you watch the local news, you'll see it's all over Tidewater. Vehicle entries and people stealing items out of vehicles is a reoccurring problem. We deal with it pretty much daily. So thefts in vehicles are one of the things that drives a lot of crime in our community. The ultimate problem we run into is I like to tell folks, do you lock your house? And I'll often say, yes, sir, I lock my house all the time. Okay. Well, how about your car? Well, not so much, but a lot of times, as busy as we are, we keep some of the same valuables in our cars that we keep in our houses. And we need to remember to lock both up. It's a very easy target for someone to go pull a door handle, go into a car, take loose change, cell phones. Unfortunately, sometimes we see people leave weapons in their cars and they get taken. And they end up in other communities or other jurisdictions and used in other crimes that are worse and sometimes deadly. And we want our community to be safe, and we're trying to work very hard with our citizens in Suffolk, and we want to get everyone to try to lock the doors so we can reduce that as much as possible.
So with National Night Out again coming on Tuesday, August 7th, any other thoughts that you'd like to share from the police department's aspect as far as what you hope our citizens will get from that, benefit from that by that evening?
Well, ultimately, I think the biggest benefit is just continuing to build on the partnership. Continue to build on the legacy and the relationship that the Suffolk Police Department has built and continues to build daily with the citizens of Suffolk and our communities. We're a quickly growing city, and we have a lot of new people coming in, and we want to start the new relationships on the right foot, and we want to continue to maintain good relationships. We want to do a little bit to try to reduce some crime as well, and we want to make sure that everybody knows that we're there for them, and that if they need us, they can call us, and we want to continue to build on that.
Well, you talk about relationships, and I really think that's the key aspect of National Night Out. It really helps us to get out, to meet our neighbors, to again to put that personal connection with our public safety personnel, and again, what better way to do that than with National Night Out?
Yes, ma'am, you're exactly right.
So we talk about, again, relationships and community involvement. Joining us next is going to be Centera Obici Hospital to talk about their involvement with National Night Out. Hi, welcome back to On the Scene. Joining us today is Marianne Walston, Director of Patient Care Services at Centera Obici Hospital. Marianne, thank you so much for joining us today.
Sure.
Now, Centera Obici has been a partner with National Night Out now for, oh my goodness, more years than I can count. Tell us a little bit about the importance of Centera Obici's hospital involvement with this community event and what brought you all on board years ago.
Great, I sure would love to tell you about that. Actually, it probably harkens back to even Mr. Obici and the origins of the hospital itself. Ever since Mr. Obici started, Louise Obici Memorial Hospital originally was our name, he had a firm belief that service to the community was really important. And that was the whole idea behind the hospital, was service to the community. That's been something that's been part of our mission and part of our values throughout the years, even as we've incorporated with Centera and merged with Centera. It kind of dovetails right in with the Centera mission too, to improve health every day. So we feel a strong commitment to, number one, being involved with our community. What a great opportunity that National Night Out presents for that. And number two, with our Centera mission to improve health every day, it gives us a chance to impact the health of our citizens in our community. So it's twofold, really.
Yeah, and it's certainly, you mentioned community involvement, and I can't think of any local business per se that has more history as far as with giving back to the community than OBC does through the generations of families here in Suffolk. Now, when we talk about the National Night Out, I know several years ago, of course, we National Night Out, you all celebrated one of the many parties that we attend that evening, celebrated it right there at the hospital, but we've moved to a larger, more inclusive location at Kings Fork Middle School. Tell us about that involvement.
Sure. We started with like you said, at the property of the hospital, and as over the years we started construction with Suffolk Family Medicine, or Centera Family Medicine, building on site there on the campus. So we moved the location down to Kings Fork Middle. And we thought, we'll see if we can make this work. And what a blessing that was. It's worked out beautifully. It's given us an opportunity to partner with one of the local schools and get to know more people in the school, but also give us a bigger area, a bigger footprint to spread out for National Night Out. So it gives us just a better parking, better safety for our community, but it still gives us that ability to impact the community through a hospital. We're still a strong partner with that.
Right. And part of that event, and in fact, my gosh, it grows year by year. I know last year, I believe over 4,000 people came out and celebrated National Night Out with their closest friends and neighbors at that event. But not only is that a combined community event as far as with a large number of other communities that, you know, that have partnered together over the years to make one tremendous grand finale event, but it's also the opportunity for OBC to provide, Centera OBC to provide a health fair. And tell us about that component, because even though it's about police-community partnerships, this is really unique from the health aspect for our citizens as well.
Right. So as I mentioned earlier, part of our mission with Centera is to improve health every day. And what better avenue? Like you said, last year we had over 4,000 people. And we get people from all walks of life, all ages, all ethnicities, all health backgrounds. We can impact them in a number of ways. We do health screenings. Some of the key things in our area are diabetes and heart disease and stroke, so we can educate people on those illnesses and prevention. We can partner with local dentists about dental care for children. Our psychiatric unit does a lot of anxiety and suicide prevention and depression identification screenings there as well. We involve our staff, so our staff, they're truly the experts, not the managers in the hospital, not the leaders. We're very involved, but our staff, I just love that our staff can get out there and really educate people as well.
Day to day,
Yeah, they're the experts, and I love that they get out there and get really involved with people as well. Our ER does anything from tick prevention to bike safety. We've done all kinds of things with them. And we partner with people also like the Diabetic Association, the Heart Association. We've done CPR training. It's just a great opportunity for the health fair, not just the screenings, but the education and the true interaction to people to really kind of drill it in, not just to give out pamphlets, but really interact with our citizens.
And I think, too, one of the neat things about the event there is not only, of course, all of these screenings and so forth are free, but they come out and they can interact in a fun setting, meet their neighbors. As I said, with that many people getting together, you know, to celebrate it, it truly is impactful for the community. It definitely is. Now, one of the things as far as with the health fair aspect of things and so forth in the community-oriented event is, of course, as I mentioned, everything is free at the event. And how does that happen?
Well, the hospital actually really sponsors a big part of the event. We're one of the key sponsors of the event, and that we provide a lot of information. We also work with our vendors and our suppliers to donate information, giveaways, educational brochures. Time is probably the biggest volunteer thing we have, is just the time of people to interact and have fun while they educate our public. But truly a lot of blood, sweat, and tears goes into it. I work with a wonderful individual that helps get this all pulled together every year. Pam, couldn't do it without her. But she pulls together a lot of our resources in the community, our staff, our giveaways, our donated items. We gather more donated items, and we truly just have a good time with it. It really is a lot of work, but it's really a lot of fun in the end.
Yeah, and it's hard to believe how fast that evening goes.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Now, tell us, I know part of the component with the National Night Out at OBC and Health Fair is the official name of the event. Tell us how you all feel when the, close to time to shut down, when the actual motorcades come through and you see the blue lights, the sirens of police vehicles, the emergency rescue vehicles, fire engines, those types of things. How does that make you all feel when those folks come to join you?
I know it sounds corny, but I just got chills with you just saying that, because there's something that's just so exciting about when the motorcade comes through, when the sirens, the lights, that and the marching band from the high school, when they come through, it's just a sense of excitement and camaraderie. And You know, one year I looked out and saw the mayor dancing with the kids and the police officers dancing with the kids, and we have several people from the community that do a lot of events like that with the dancing and just the cross generations, the cross communities. It's just, I can't describe it other than a sense of community, and it's just a sense of pride that we've done this again, that it's been so successful, and you know, every year we try to top the year before.
And you certainly do that. I know last year that event was recognized by the National Association of Town Watch as one of the top, I believe, 8 such events, combined events within the entire nation.
Yep, something we're very proud of.
Something certainly to be proud of. And as you mentioned, it's a lot of work and dedication that goes on behind the scenes, but we want to invite our citizens out so that they can be part of this too.
Yes, we encourage everybody to come out, bring your mom, bring your dad, bring your kids, bring your aunts, your uncles, bring whoever you want to bring, but it's a great opportunity. The health fair, the camaraderie with the citizenship, just a lot of fun, and it makes our purpose, our mission, improving health every day, it makes it fun and really gets us involved. We do lots of community events through the year at Centerra. Centerra OBC does a lot of community events. We're very proud of that, but none of them touch as many people as this one.
It certainly does. As I said, each year, you know, continues to grow. If you were to sum up National Night Out and your experience as it relates to Centerra OBC Hospital, what would you say?
I would have to go back to improving health. If that's what it's all about. It's our mission. That is our mission, and that's a great avenue to exercise our mission through here in Suffolk and impact our community. We're proud to be a part of the Suffolk community. We always have been proud to be a part of the Suffolk community, and what better way to reach so many citizens. And again, I think you and I were talking earlier, we're going to start branching out to other communities with Night Out within the city as well, so that OBC can touch North Suffolk and Chuckatuck and other environments or other communities as well.
Well, again, Mary Ann, we thank you for all that you do related to National Night Out, as well as all that Centerra OBC does for the health and well-being of our citizens. And we look forward to joining you on Tuesday, August 7th, as we celebrate National Night Out together.
Great.
Thank you so much for joining us.